Hello everyone, this is Marianne here from Revealing Light Tarot, Astrology and Spirituality. How are we all today, wherever you are in the world when you're watching? A huge shout out to you. I was going to do a collaboration or a joint reading, one of the very few that I ever do, with my friend Dr. Victoria Scarborough. We were going to take a look at the USA chart. Well, both of us have had circumstances that have prevented us getting together. So we're going to postpone that. I don't know for how long. So today I've done a little bit of a shift around of things, and as you all know, President Zelensky has received the Time Person of the Year award. He's gracing that cover. It's not just for him, it's for the spirit of Ukraine. What is the spirit of Ukraine? Well, that's something very, very special that lives in each of the Ukrainians' hearts and souls, as many of them go to the battlefront. We haven't seen atrocities like of the sort that we've seen in Ukraine. I hear the cynics say not since the last time, and that's probably correct. So for mass graves, documented war crimes. I think it is one of the U.S. Senate committees has passed a resolution condemning Russia for genocide in Ukraine. Many of the other Baltic countries and also the Parliament of the EU have declared Russia a terrorist state. We are seeing more and more reports of, not only atrocities being committed against the Ukrainians, but atrocities being committed against the Russian troops by the Russians. So sending them in as cannon fodder, not equipping them with the type of resources that they need for warfare, and basically just putting them as human shields for the Ukrainians to fight, probably run down their store of weapons. So the atrocities are not just being committed toward the Ukrainians, but also towards certain segments of the Russian population. Further reports are reiterating how deeply the sanctions are biting against Putin. This is a run-out-the-clock time. But first, before we start to look at the support for the Ukrainians in the months to come through the very, very difficult winter months in Europe, let's do a chakra reading on President Zelensky. Now, some of you have seen my chakra readings in the past. They deal with the 7 chakras. We pull cards against each energetic center, and we get a reasonably perceptive look at what drives President Zelensky. What were his early experiences that crafted the person? Somebody that the Ukrainians could marshal behind, somebody that inspired the fight for democracy, that was the leader at the particular time that the Ukrainians needed him. Now, there is nothing left to chance here. It is all in divine timing. Zelensky, it's in his astrology as well, and I have done his chart. So you can scroll back and have a look at that. If I can find it, I'll link it. Well, of course I can find it. If I remember, yes, a little orb passed around, I'll link that to this reading. All right, President Zelensky, Time Person of the Year, who just persevered, speaking before parliaments, meeting with the world's leaders, the linchpin and the motivator for unity. As terrible as Vladimir Putin was, Zelensky shone through as someone that they could support, somebody that deserved their support. President Zelensky and the spirit of every single Ukrainian and those men and women at the front lines. You know who I mean. President Zelensky. Let's take a look at his chakras. Base chakra, the security and trust in the world, associated with the colour red. Then we move to the sacral chakra, confidence, our voice in the world, speaking our truth. The solar plexus chakra, associated with the colour yellow, is wisdom, learnt and earnt. We move up then to the heart chakra, associated with the colour green. That is the breath of love, as someone reminded me in the comments the other day. Breathing with the help of love. It is the heart chakra is love. Moving then up to the throat chakra, which is associated with the colour blue. That is your voice and your communication. Moving up through to the third eye, associated with the colour purple. That is our intuition, our ESP, the things, our perception. And then right up to the crown chakra, associated with the colour violet, which of course is our connection to spirit. So let's take a look. The energetic body. Let's take a look at the energetic body of President Zelensky. What can you tell me, please? Each of the chakras, one card for each of the chakras. So I'm seeing somebody with a book, almost like it was written, as I said to begin with, from the time of his birth, he had a blueprint on this earth. So starting with his, his base chakra, the Three of Cups. His sacral chakra, the Two of Swords. Very much a decision and heavy burdens that were on him from the word go. His solar plexus, the Knight of Pentacles. Sustainability, reliability, seeing something through to the end. His heart chakra, the Page of Pentacles. There's the book. There's the book. Getting so much support, monetary support, military support, through insight, through his youth. He represents another generation. Not the older Vladimir Putin way, but a new way. And being able to express that new democracy, new way of democracy. All right, let's move to his, where are we, base, sacral, solar plexus, heart, the Page of Pentacles in the heart chakra, dedicated to moving forward, and his throat chakra, interestingly enough, you can see all the colours of the chakras there, from the red of the base, the orange of the sacral, the yellow of the solar plexus, which was the Knight, solar plexus, wisdom in resilience, through to the heart, which is the Page of Pentacles, the motivation and will to make sure that every single Ukrainian is provided for. That we will see that in the reconstruction of Ukraine. Through to the throat chakra, death, endings. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. Doesn't mean he's going to die. It means that he speaks of the ending of old ways. He speaks of the carnage. He speaks of the war crimes. He is speaking of genocide. And that is one of the reasons why he's garnered so much support. Because he is able... It reminds me of when he toured the first sites of war crimes. Do you recall that? All the bodies were being exhumed. And it was a real wake-up moment when historians go back and look at this. When we drew in our collective breaths and said, this can't be so in 2022. This cannot be so. All right. The third eye, the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords. This is the Templar Tarot that I'm using. The Knight of Swords, the truth. He has a intuitive feel for, well, he literally is a knight. I knew I chose this for a reason, the Templar Knight. Perhaps he was one in his last life, but he is able to intuit and perceive. It's in the timing. I mean, this is a person who was born for this time, born for this moment. Let's see what his connection to spirit is. The family, the 10 of Cups, love, the 10th cup. This is someone who, they often say Archangel Michael is protecting Ukraine. There's been multiple sightings of UFOs over Ukraine. I'm not surprised with this set of cards. This is kind of like a universal family, somebody who is able to unify behind him. So at the base of the pack, we've got the 4 of Cups. I'm pretty sure he didn't envisage this for himself. 3 cups. Lost, 1 remaining. It weighs heavily on him. The deaths weigh heavily on him. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't have problems with his throat. If he didn't before, he might now. We have here the Ace of Cups. But it's not a happy scene, is it? Look at these cards underneath. They're not bad cards in of themselves, but it speaks of victory at such a high price. The 6 of Wands. When time called it the spirit of Ukraine, they were absolutely right. Absolutely right. Zelensky embodies the spirit of Ukraine. I'm going to bring the laptop down and we're going to pull from the Aquarian deck. Quite aptly so, because he's an Aquarian. Okay. Interesting, almost psychological profile of his early ages, his youth, and the decisions that he made. So, base chakra, the sense of security and trust in the world. We have the 3 of Cups. He's always been supported right through his childhood by his family, by his friends. In his childhood, he has been blessed with emotional abundance, because this is the other thing. It's about an abundance of support. Now that's in his base chakra. What did he do when he became the president? He was able to make the case for unity, for support. Show me this 3 of Cups. Really interesting chakra reading. We have the 9 of Cups, wish fulfillment. And we have the Tower, obviously, with the invasion of Ukraine. The 7 of Swords, by very ill-gotten means, the invasion of Ukraine. Yet we have him striding forward like the knight on the horse with the Ace of Swords, the truth. The reason that he's got, and, you know, Putin, if you're watching this, the reason that Zelensky's got so much support is because he embodies a truth. The truth of Ukraine's sovereignty. The truth of your invasion. the truth of your war crimes, the truth of your genocide. Let's look to the Two of Swords, heavy decisions, decision-making, crossroads, heavy burdens at the sacral chakra level, which is expression. Imagine all the addresses to all the parliaments and that burden to get it right, to garner the support. Not to put a foot wrong in this this day of global incendiary division, of politicking and the fall of many politicians for a lot less than asking for money and weapons from the West. He had to make decisions at every turn. This is somebody with a heavy burden on his shoulders. More Azovstal fighters are coming home. I did say, I did predict, I don't get it right all the time, but I reckon I get a lot right. This was one that I did. I said the UN would establish a corridor and those Azovstal fighters would end up getting home. Some of them did. Some more were taken prisoner, and even some more were kept prisoner. And we've had releases over the year of these Azov fighters. Many perished trying to hold on to Mariupol in May, when the Russians were just throwing everything they could at it. Two of Swords, show me the Two of Swords, heavy burdens. He decided, remember, to tell them to surrender and did a deal with Putin that there would be a prisoner of war exchange. Four of Pentacles, withholding information, playing the cards close to one's chest. And, you know, if there's a game of chess, then Zelensky doesn't give away his moves. We see strength in his decision making. And here's the Page of Pentacles, always, which is associated with his heart chakra, always taking him forward, taking Ukraine forward. The Wheel of Fortune. So his decision making is heavy, but he seems to choose at this stage the right crossroad to take. Now we go to the sacral chakra, which is the getting of wisdom, the Knight of Pentacles, sustainability, resilience, reliability, there for the long game. It's a slow moving knight, but it's also the knight that will get to where they're going and carry that pentacle forward. Remember the Page of Pentacles in the heart? The Knight carries the Page of Pentacles, or the pentacle I should say, to its destination. They couldn't have really chosen a better leader, Ukraine, at the time. And we saw him as an actor sitting in that big chair beside Trump, who was trying to extort him and blackmail him, and Zelensky was very uncomfortable, squirming around in that big yellow chair in the White House, knowing what he knew then, probably, about Trump. All right. Knight of Pentacles. Show me this Knight of Pentacles. So we have here the Queen of Rods. His wife is a huge support for him. Zelensky, I think, from memory of his astrology chart, I did this 6 months ago, has fire in there as well. It's also the ability to inspire. And the Page of Swords, which is, where was that? Sorry, that was his heart. What's that? No, that's the Page of Pentacles. Why did I think the Page of Swords? Oh, yeah. Where was the page? No, I'm getting confused here. Sorry. Okay. Clarified by the Page of Swords. So inspiration, making sure people are marshalling around him. He's very good at drawing people into him, the lovers. He's quite charismatic. The Queen of Cups, nurturing of himself and those around. Well, anyone who gets that in their crown chakra is able to do that for themselves and for others. Okay, now we get to the heart chakra, the one that I got mixed up. All right, let's have a look at this page of Pentacles. I don't often use this Templar deck, hence my hesitation. But I pulled it out, and I'm glad I did pull it out for President Zelensky. So in the heart, we have this page of Pentacles. It's not a king, it's not a queen, but it's a page. And what does a page do? They step forward to a new horizon, albeit humbly. Ukraine will take some rebuilding, but like the Knight, there's movement forward. And so I don't doubt, and probably through my card readings on Ukraine, the many card readings, I've never really doubted that Zelensky would take victory at the end of the day. I said he would take back Kherson. He did. The cards the other day, I said he would liberate the southeastern part of Ukraine. That's what they're doing at this moment. And I was surprised to see that they might even go as far as retaking Crimea. Page of what I feel is that this will be part of Crimea will be part of negotiations. It won't be all Russia's way. But anyway, we could get a third party monitoring that agreement. All right, that's for another reading. Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles in the heart chakra. Why is that here? So we have here the Six of Cups, past. Honouring the past, I feel. Five of Pentacles are honouring the loss. Honouring the loss. Five of Pentacles being shut out. Money loss. Now in the heart, he has the Page of Pentacles. They will successfully advocate for reparations and justice once this war has finished. And the Wheel of Fortune. That one pentacle is enough to generate forward movement in the wheel. Long live Ukraine. All right, now I get to the difficult one, and I think it is the difficult one for Zelensky, is the throat chakra, the death card, the ending. He and his cabinet will decide when they go to the negotiation table. His voice, Ukraine's voice, the spirit of Ukraine, has inspired other cultures and oppressed peoples to rise up, and will continue to do so. I think will continue to inspire, at the end of the day, Russian people. I know it's a long way off, but he will. The death card in the throat chakra. Show me the death card. So we have here the High Priestess. This is intuition. Intuition. At the end of the day, he will take advice from his war council, his generals, his strategists, but he's also inputting as well. And we've got the Five of Cups, loss and death and regret. But also the Nine of Pentacles. I think how he sleeps at night is that he understands that had they not fought, Ukraine would have ceased to exist. The world, the end of the old and the beginning of something new. Very appropriate for the death card. So Ukraine's battle with Russia is extremely symbolic. And let me just say that not only will Ukraine help oppressed peoples, Ukraine is actually helping through their sacrifices Americans to visualize what is actually really important, helping Americans and Australians and everyone else to see what happens under an autocracy, what happens when power is concentrated in the hands of one such as Vladimir Putin or whoever the next dictator is. The third eye, the knight, the Templar, the Knight of Swords, carries the Ace of Swords, carries the truth, fights with truth. He is connected to the universal law, to the natural law, to divine timing, to the blueprint for this time that we are living in. The third eye chakra, the Knight of Swords, the truth, and willing to fight for the truth. Willing to stand up against abuse of power, the Five of Swords. Three of Rods, willing to have his voice be beamed into living rooms, talking about the need to stand up against Putin. And the Seven of Pentacles. I'm pretty sure that not every plan that he's had has gone exactly as he wants. There are talks about money starting to, in the US, the Republicans wanting to stop or hold back or withhold certain sections of MAGA. Well, they will do so at their peril. The Europeans, particularly the Germans, who negotiated with Putin in the first place on Nord Stream 2, I think it was, and allowed Putin to turn off the tap, blackmail them, and then turn off the gas supply. He sees this coming. He sees that winter and the GOP. He sees he needs to do things a little bit differently going forward. But we also have justice. He will make the right decision because he's extremely perceptive and intuitive. All right, let's go to the crown chakra, this wonderful crown chakra connection with God, if you like, connection with spirit, divine spirit, the 10 of Cups. We get the 10th cup when we understand the workings of the principles of love. And he has the 10 of Cups in his connection with spirit. Show me this 10 of Cups, please. I've got the Sun, Leo energy, the strength, happiness. I know he's kind of, I don't know, you would probably describe him, he's not a lucky person, is he? 7 of Cups, making the right choice. He's made the right choices. Show me the 10 of Cups. The sun shining on him. Yeah. The King of Cups, I'm not surprised. That's emotional wisdom, emotional intellect. And also having to make those really, really difficult decisions. If he didn't have that kingliness of his emotions, the King of Cups, he wouldn't know what was the right decision to make. But the decisions that he has made, and here's the 10 of Cups again, validating the 10 of Cups. This is why Ukraine, despite all its sacrifices, will be triumphant, because of this connection to God. I think if Putin had have known at a metaphysical level who he was up against, he might have perhaps done something different. because Zelensky and Ukraine will survive, but Putin will not. All right, and Russia will be much changed. Let's see if... One last question before I go. Will the West continue to support Zelensky? Will the West continue to support Zelensky? Will the West continue to support Zelensky? Let's see if I can get some clairvoyance on this. Will the West continue to support Zelensky? I'm getting like an image of the Chinese New Year. I don't know when that is or why I got the dragon. Oh, and then all these cards coming out, but let's see what came out. But that's what I got. The Two of Cups, probably don't need to go any further. Commitments, contracts, honouring your contract. Yes, they will. 2 is the number of unity. 2 is the number of unity. Will they continue? God, the cups. Note the cups. Show me, will they continue to support Zelensky? That's 1 or 2 more cards. 7 of Pentacles. There's going to be some tussling around it, some fighting about it. They may not give what they gave before, but they'll certainly look at other ways and other plans, and he will still get what he wants. He got the 7 of Pentacles in his intuition. He knows this. And we have the Two of Wands. Be patient. That's something coming to fruition in time. You could see at the beginning of the year in 2023, the Congress, the House, under the Republicans start to push back. But I've never thought that they would withhold. They just don't have the votes. And we've got the 6 of Wands, the victory card. So there could be a pause. There could be some argy-bargy. There could be some people going, but in the end they do. Okay, base of the pack is the 8 of Wands. Things moving very, very quickly. The 5 of Cups, which of course is the death and destruction, the loss, the people who are dying, the soldiers who are dying. And this Ace of Cups here, normally such a positive card, shows just what heavy burdens emotionally there are on all Ukrainians, not just President Zelensky. Okay, that's what I've got for the Times Person of the Year. I'll be back again with another reading soon. Bye for now.